Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be discussing about the stock transfer process between two storage locations in SAP MM. Now this will be the fourth video in our series on stock transfer and transfer posting processes in SAP MM. In our earlier videos, we have discussed the stock transfer process between two plants and the transfer posting process for various stock types in SAP MM. Now today we'll see the stock transfer process between two storage locations. But before we start, let's just refresh what we discussed in our previous video. That is, what is the difference between a stock transfer and a transfer posting process. So as you can see on the screen, a transfer posting process involves changing the stock type or the material number. That is, changing the material identification. A physical movement is possible but not mandatory. That is, for transfer posting process, you may or may not transfer the material physically. In case of stock transfer, the physical movement of material has to happen between two locations. And in stock transfer process, you have the possibility to do this in two-step procedure. Okay. So under transfer posting, you have stock type to stock type that we discussed in our last video. Then we have material to material. Today we are discussing the storage location to storage location stock transfer. The plant to plant and company code to company code we already have discussed in our previous videos. Now, if you haven't seen the videos on the stock transfer between plant to plant, company code to company code, and the transfer posting process between various stock types, then I have kept all these videos under one playlist and I have kept the link to the playlist in the description. You can check in the description and watch all those videos. Today, we are going to discuss this process, that is transferring the material from one storage location to another. Now, first of all, let's understand what is the difference between single step and two-step procedure. As we saw in our previous slide, that for stock transfer process, two-step procedure is also possible. So as you can see on the screen, you have an issuing organization and a receiving organization. The issuing organization or the receiving organization can be a storage location or a plant, and the material transfer will happen between these two organizations. That is, the issuing organization will issue the material and the receiving organization will receive the material. Now, in case of two-step process, in the first step, what you will do is you will remove the stock from the issuing organization. That is, you will remove the stock from either the issuing storage location or the issuing plant. And once you issue this material, the material will be kept in transit. You can see here, once you remove from storage, the material will be kept in stock in transit. And once the material is physically received at the receiving organization, then the receiving organization will do step 2, that is placing in storage in the receiving organization. That is updating the stock in either the receiving storage location or the receiving plant. So you have two steps. The step 1 is goods issue step, where you issue the material from the issuing organization, and step 2 is the receiving step, where you do the goods receipt in the receiving organization. Now in the single step that you see here, both these steps are done together. That is, removal from storage and placing in storage happens through a single movement type, and here the material gets transferred instantaneously. That is, the moment you post that movement type, the material will get issued from the issuing organization and will get received in the receiving organization in one go. So you can see on the screen, you have both these processes possible. You have two-step process and you have a single step process. Now you can see on the screen all the movement types that you can use to do single step transfer from one storage location to another storage location. So you can see on the screen, you have a plant under which you have two storage location. The material is physically kept in this storage location, and this stock can be kept in any of these three stock types. The stock types we already have discussed in our last video. If you want to know more about the stock types, then you can watch that video where we have discussed what are these three stock types and how we can do transfer posting between these three stock types. So you can see here, for both these storage locations, you can have stock in any of these three stock types. And there are different movement types for transferring the stock from one storage location to another. So if you have stock available under unrestricted use, then you can transfer this unrestricted use stock from one storage location to another storage location through movement type 311. So this movement type will transfer your stock from unrestricted use in storage location 1 to unrestricted use in storage location 2. Similarly, for quality inspection stock, you can do the stock transfer through movement type 323 between two storage location. So by doing movement type 323, a stock available under quality inspection stock for storage location 1 will get transferred to storage location 2 under quality inspection stock. Then movement type 325 is to do from blocked stock to blocked stock between two storage location. So you can see here you can do stock transfer between two storage location with all these three stock types. The movement types are 311, 323 and 325. Then as you have seen in our last video also, we can do transfer posting between these three stock types also. So to transfer from quality inspection stock to unrestricted use stock, the movement type is 321. Now in the transfer posting, where you do not move the material physically, you will use the same storage location when you post 321. But in our last video also we saw that when we post this 321, in the destination side, we can change the storage location. So when you are changing this stock type, you can also change the storage location. For example, let's say that you have kept the quality inspection stock under one warehouse. In that warehouse, you only keep material which are under quality inspection. And once the quality inspection is done and the material is found acceptable, you change the stock type to unrestricted use, and you physically also move the material from your quality inspection warehouse to your unrestricted use warehouse. So here you will have two storage location. In one storage location, you will keep your quality inspection stock, and when the material is inspected and found okay, and when you are doing the transfer posting from quality inspection to unrestricted use, you will also transfer the material physically to another storage location or another warehouse. There also you have to use movement type 321, but at the destination side you can enter this storage location where you have to transfer the material to. Similarly, if you want to transfer from blocked stock to quality inspection, you have movement type 349. But in this movement also, you can receive the material in a separate storage location. So apart from changing the stock type, you can also transfer the material physically through these movement types, that is 321 and 349. Now apart from this, for posting all these movement types where you transfer from one storage location to another storage location, no financial entry will get posted. And this is because this transfer is happening within a single plant only. You can see here under one plant, you have these two storage location. So when you do these stock transfers, no financial entry will get posted. And all these movement type that you see here are for single step stock transfer process. That is, the moment you post these movement types, material in system will get instantaneously transferred from this storage location to this storage location. And that is why you will have one material document getting posted for both the sides. That is, in a single material document, you will have the issuing side also and the receiving side also. Then on this screen, you can see how we can do the two-step transfer process between two storage location. But there is a difference here than the previous slide, and that is for two-step transfer, you can only do between the unrestricted use stock type. That is, for two-step transfer, the quality inspection and blocked stock type cannot be used. Earlier, we saw that we could do the stock transfers from these three stock types, okay, for single step process. But for two-step process, you can only do this transfer for unrestricted use stock. For quality inspection and block stock, you will always have to use single step procedure. You do not have a two-step procedure for quality inspection and block stock. So how we do this two-step procedure? First, the issuing storage location will post movement type 313. This movement type will post the material under stock in transit. So you can see here this 313 is a goods issue movement where you will issue the material from storage location 1 and will keep the material in stock in transit. Then you will post another movement type 315 to place this material under unrestricted use stock for the receiving storage location. So this is like a goods receipt movement type. So 313 is a goods issue movement type for issuing storage location, and 315 is the goods receipt movement type for receiving storage location. And here you can manage the stock in transit also. So once the issuing warehouse sends the material, it can post movement type 313, and once the material is physically received in the receiving warehouse can post movement type 315. But you have to remember that this two-step process is only possible for stock type unrestricted use stock. And here you will have two material documents getting posted. For goods issue, that is 313 movement type, you will have one material document. And for goods receipt, that is 315, you will have another material document. So here the stock will not get instantaneously transferred. When you post 313, the stock will be shown under stock in transit for the receiving storage location. And when you post 315, then only the stock will get updated under unrestricted use stock for receiving storage location. So we have already discussed what is a single step process and a two-step process, and what all movement types are there for transferring the material from one storage location to another. Now let's see in SAP how we can post all these movement types and how we can do this process. So let's go to SAP now. So now let's see in SAP how we can post all these movement types and how we can do the stock transfer between two storage locations. But before we start, let's verify the stock overview for our material. So let's go to MMBE. We'll enter our material code and we'll execute. So you can see here under this storage location 0001, we have 5 quantity available under unrestricted use, 5 quantity available under quality inspection, and we also have 5 quantity available under blocked stock. So we have all these 3 stock types. What we have to do today is we have to transfer this stock from this storage location to a different storage location. So first what we'll do is we'll transfer from unrestricted use stock. So we'll go to Migo. We'll select transfer posting, and here we have to enter movement type is 311. So you can see here transfer within plant, and here we have to enter the material code. We have to enter the plant. We'll enter the storage location, and here we have to enter the quantity and we'll press enter. So you can see here system has copied everything, but the storage location is kept as blank. So in the destination part, you have to enter a storage location here to which you are going to transfer this stock. So let's enter a receiving storage location here, and let's click on check. So you can see the document is okay, and let's click on post. So you can see the material document has been posted. So now let's display this document. Now if you go to document info and click on FI document, you can see system tells you no subsequent document found in accounting. So as we discussed earlier also, for storage location to storage location transfer, no accounting document gets generated. Okay, so we have done the stock transfer between two storage location for unrestricted use stock type. So let's verify the MMBE stock overview now. So let's refresh this. So now you can see this 5 quantity which was there under storage location 0001 has been transferred to storage location 0002, and this is for unrestricted use stock. Now let us transfer this quality inspection stock from this storage location to this storage location. So let's again go to Migo. Let's select transfer posting, and this time we have to enter movement type as 323. So you can see transfer quality in plant. That is, you are transferring the quality inspection stock within plant between two storage locations. So you can see here we have two blocks, from and destination. So in the from block, we'll enter the material code. We'll enter the plant, the issuing storage location. We'll enter the quantity here. And when we press enter, you can see system has copied everything in the destination. We'll change the storage location here to 0002, and we'll click on check. The document is okay. We'll click on post. So what we have done now, we have transferred the quality inspection stock from storage location 0001 to storage location 0002. Let's verify this. So we'll go to MMBE screen. We'll refresh this. So you can see this 5 quantity which was under storage location 0001 has been transferred to this storage location 0002 under quality inspection stock. Now we have 5 quantity available under block stock also in storage location 0001. Let's transfer this also. So we'll again go to Migo, and this time we'll enter movement type 325. We'll enter the material code, the plant, storage location from where we are going to issue. We'll enter the quantity, and here we'll change the storage location. So you can see for movement type 325, the description is transfer blocked in plant. That is stock transfer for blocked stock type within plant between two storage locations. So you can see here we are transferring for blocked stock type from storage location 0001 to storage location 0002. So let's click on check. The document is okay. We'll click on post. So you can see here the material document has been posted. Let's verify in MMBE. So we have 5 quantity under blocked category for storage location 0001. Let's refresh this. So you can see here this 5 quantity has been transferred to storage location 0002, and now you can see the storage location 0001 has been removed from the screen. Now, why this has happened? Because we have transferred all the stock which was there in any of these 3 stock types from storage location 0001 to storage location 0002. That is, for unrestricted use, quality inspection and blocked stock, we have transferred all the stock from 0001 to 0002. That is why you no longer see that storage location here. And this is because if we go back, we have selected this checkbox, no zero stock lines. If I deselect this and again execute, you can see both these storage locations under 0001. You do not have any stock available under any of these columns. Okay, so we have transferred these stocks from 0001 to 0002. We have posted the stock transfer between two storage locations for the same stock type. That is, we transferred from unrestricted use to unrestricted use, quality to quality, and block to block. But we can do this stock transfer within these stock types also. That is, we can transfer from quality to unrestricted use also, and we can change the storage location also. So let's see one of that movement type also. So we'll again go to MIGO, and this time we'll enter movement type 321. So you can see here this is quality to unrestricted. So we'll enter the material code here. We'll enter the plant. We'll enter the storage location where the stock exists. So currently the stock is in storage location 0002. You can verify it here. You can see the quality inspection stock is under storage location 0002. So we'll enter this here, and you can see system copies everything to the destination block also. Now what this movement type will do is it will essentially change the stock type from quality to unrestricted. But we also have the option to change the storage location. That is, we are changing the stock type, but we are also physically transferring the material from one storage location to another storage location. So this is a kind of transfer posting where we are doing the physical transfer also. So what we have to do is we have to change the storage location in the destination block. So we'll enter 0001 here. So what we are doing is we are changing the stock type also, that is from quality to unrestricted, and we are physically transferring the material also from this storage location to this storage location. So let's enter some quantity here and let's post this document. So you can see the document has been posted. Now let's refresh this MMBE screen. So you can see 5 quantities under 0002. Let's refresh this. So you can see 2 quantity got transferred from quality inspection storage location 0002 to unrestricted use storage location 0001. So what we did is we did a transfer posting between stock types also. That is, we transferred from quality inspection to unrestricted use, and we changed the storage location also. So from 0002 we transferred to 0001, and from quality inspection we transferred to the unrestricted use. So in this way we did the transfer posting with changing the storage location also. Now in our final step, we will see how we can do this storage location to storage location transfer in 2-step process. That is, first we'll post a goods issue movement, and we'll see how we can verify that in stock in transit, and then we'll post the goods receipt movement. So let's do that. Now remember that this two-step process is only possible for unrestricted use stock. So let's go to MyGo again. And this time we are not supposed to select transfer posting. We will select remove from storage. So this is very important, that when you are going to do the two-step process, then you have to first select the remove from storage option. And here we have to change the movement type to 313. So let's enter material code here. We'll enter the plant and we'll enter the issuing storage location. So let's enter 0001 here. Let's verify the stock overview again. So enter 0001, you have two quantity available. So let's transfer one here. So we'll enter one here. And here we have to enter the destination storage location, that is the receiving storage location. Now remember, when I post this 313, system will not instantaneously transfer the stock from the sending storage location to receiving storage location, which was happening in the earlier movement types. In the single step movement types, we saw the moment we posted, it got transferred from sending to receiving storage location. But in two-step process, let's see what happens. So we'll enter this receiving storage location here. We'll click on check and we'll click on post. So we have posted movement type 313. Let's see in MMB screen. So we have two quantity under 0001. We already have posted the document. Let's refresh this screen. So you can see one quantity has been issued from this storage location, but it did not get added to the 0002 storage location. You can see here the quantity is still 5. So where this one quantity has gone, this one quantity has been transferred to stock in transit column. Let's scroll right. So you can see here there is a column called transfer Sloc, which shows the stock in transit quantity. So you can see here this one quantity is being shown against the receiving storage location only 0002, but under the transfer Sloc column. So this one quantity is not placed in this storage location. This one quantity is under stock in transit for this receiving storage location. So through this, we have done the first step, that is we have issued the material and we have kept this material under transit for the receiving storage location. Now what we have to do in the next step, we have to do the goods receipt for this receiving storage location. So what we'll do, so we'll again go to MyGo, and this time we have to select place in storage. So this is also very important, that in two-step process, to do step 1 you have to select remove from storage, and to do step 2 you have to select place in storage. And here you will select material document, and here you have to enter the material document against which you posted the 313 movement type, that is against which you posted the goods issue document. So we'll enter that material document here and we'll press enter. So you can see here, if you go to where tab, system will automatically select movement type as 315. So against 313, if you select place in storage and enter that material document, system will automatically post this movement type 315, and this storage location also system will copy from the issuing material document. So we'll click on item OK and we'll click on post. This material document posting will place this material under unrestricted use for this receiving storage location. So let's post this document. Now let's verify in MMB. So you have this one quantity under stock in transit and we have posted the 315 document. So let's refresh this. So now you can see under 0002 that one quantity got transferred under unrestricted use. So if you scroll right, this column, that is transfer Sloc, this one quantity has been removed and that one quantity has been added to the receiving storage location under unrestricted use. So we have successfully transferred the material from storage location 0001 to storage location 0002 under unrestricted use through two-step process. First, we transferred one quantity from 0001 to stock in transit of 0002 through movement type 313, and then we placed that material in unrestricted use of the receiving storage location 0002 through movement type 315. So this is how you post a two-step process for storage location to storage location transfer. Now let's see how we can do this stock transfer within storage locations through reservation route. That is, let's say that you are a warehouse manager and you have to transfer a number of materials from one storage location to another storage location. So to plan this activity, you can use the reservation route also, where you will create the reservation and then when the material is ready for transferring, you will post that reservation. So in this way, you will not be supposed to enter individual material codes in Migo screen. You can plan the stock transfer activity through creating reservation, and then when the materials are ready, you can post this reservation and do the stock transfer process. So let's see that. So to create the reservation, you have to go to T code MB21. So we'll go to T code MB21, we'll press enter. And here you have to enter the movement type and the plan. So I have entered the movement type 311. Now remember, this movement type will transfer the material under unrestricted use from one storage location to another. So we'll enter the movement type and press enter here. Now in this screen, you can see there is a field called receiving storage location. So here you have to enter the storage location in which you have to send the material to. That is the storage location which will receive the material. So here let's enter storage location 0002. And here you can see you can enter a list of material codes for which you are planning this stock transfer process. So if you have multiple material which you have to transfer from one storage location to another, you can use this reservation route. So I'll enter two material codes here. So let's enter them. So I'll enter these two material codes. I'll enter some quantity. And here you have to enter the sending storage location. That is the storage location from where you have to transfer the material to this receiving storage location. So we'll enter storage location 0001 here and 0001 here also. Now let's verify the stock of these two material codes. So to verify, we'll go to T code MB52. We'll enter these two material codes here and we'll execute. So you can see these two material codes are available in the storage locations. So you have 20531 available in 0001 with quantity as 1, and you have 20541 also available in 0001 with quantity 80. So let's transfer these two material codes from storage location 0001 to storage location 0002. So we are creating this reservation. So we have entered these material codes, we have entered the quantity, we have entered the storage location, which is the sending storage location, and we have entered the receiving storage location. Now let's click on save. So you can see this reservation has been created. We'll copy this reservation number. And now to execute this transfer process, again, we have to go to Migo. So we'll go to Migo. And this time what we'll do is we'll select transfer posting. And here we'll select reservation. So what you're going to do is you're going to do transfer posting against a reservation that you have already created in the system. So we'll select reservation here and we'll enter that reservation number here. We'll press enter. So you can see system has copied both these lines. If I collapse this section, you can see these two lines have been copied from the reservation. The movement type is 311. And if I expand this detailed data, this is the first item we are transferring from storage location 0001 to 0002. If I click on the next button here, you can see this is the second item which I am transferring from 0001 to 0002. So in this way, I created a reservation first, and against that reservation, now I am posting this movement type 311. And if you go to this reservation tab, you can see this reservation number was created. Now I'll have to click on item OK for both these lines. And I'll click on check. And then we'll click on post. So you can see the document has been posted and the stock transfer between these two storage locations have happened. Now let's verify that in MB52. So this is our report before doing that 311 transfer. We'll open another MB52 report. So we'll go to MB52 again. We'll enter these two material code and we'll execute. So you can see now 20531 is available under 0002 storage location with quantity 7 now, and 20541 is also available under 0002 with quantity as 1. If we compare this with our previous report, you can see here earlier for material code 20531, the stock was 6 quantity in 0002, and for 20541 there was no quantity in storage location 0002. Now you can see here for 20541 there is one quantity available in 0002, and for 20531 we have 7 quantity now available in 0002, and by this we have transferred the stock from one storage location to another storage location. Now, as you saw that we posted this 311 movement type through reservation route also. But if you want to do the two-step process, then this planning through reservation route is not possible. That is, we posted through two-step process by posting first the movement type 313 and then posting the movement type 315. This activity of two-step transfer is not possible through reservation route. Let's just verify that. So again, we'll go to MB21. And this time I'll enter movement type 313 here, as you can see here, and we'll press enter. So you can see system gives me an error that reservation for 313 is not possible. So you can see the two-step procedure cannot be planned via reservation. Now, apart from this, the movement types related to quality inspection and block stock also cannot be planned via reservation. That is, we used movement type 323 and 325 to transfer from one storage location to another for quality inspection and block stock. That we did through MyGo, but we cannot do that process through the reservation route. So if I enter 323 here, again system will not allow me. So you can see here, if I enter 323, you can see this also is not possible, and 325 is also not possible. So the reservation route, that is planning through reservation, is only possible for movement type 311. Also, the movement types which are related to transfer postings, like transferring from one stock type to another, the reservation route is not possible. So if I enter 321 also, that is used to transfer from quality to unrestricted, system will give me an error. You can see here, reservation for 321 is also not possible. So all those transfer posting related movement types cannot be planned through reservation. Now, if you take a drop down in this field, you can find out all those movement types which can be entered while creating a reservation. So you can see 301 is allowed, 311 is allowed. So for stock transfer related movement types, only 301 and 311 are allowed for creation of reservation. Okay, so in this way, you can also plan this stock transfer process through reservation when you're transferring the unrestricted use stock from one storage location to another. So that's all for today. We have covered all the movement types and all the scenarios of transfer of material from one storage location to another. I hope that you have understood this concept, and I hope that you have liked this video. If you like my videos, then please like and subscribe to my channel. In our next video, we'll learn about the material to material transfer posting process through movement type 309. So see you in the next video. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thanks a lot.